Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to a brand new episode of Tea Time Podcast. I'm your host, Shay Stone.
And your co-host, Ari.
And yeah, welcome back. We air every Friday at 6 p.m. every week. And we have lots of exciting content coming. You guys can also watch our previous episodes as well. They're pretty good. Our recent episode, we actually just did an interview with DJ Sean Motion. It was probably one of my favorite podcast episodes that we have done so far. So please go watch that and please support Sean. He really deserves it. But with that being said, today we decided to do something different. Since we are called Tea Time, we thought, you know what, we need to start bringing the actual tea. So we wanted to talk about some drama that we endured together actually in the past. And it goes down the rabbit hole because not only did this whole thing start with me, not only did it start with me, but it ended with Ari. So yeah, I guess we'll get into it. I don't even know where to start so much, but it's definitely something that like affected my life dramatically, and it was really hard getting over it. Like even years after, just because it was very emotionally dramatic for me. So basically, and we're not saying any names, okay? So please don't try to internet research because I know y'all are crazy and can find anything. So let's see. When I was in 8th grade, I met this girl. We'll call her S, just to keep up. I met this girl named S. I just moved to this new school. She just moved there too. We got, put next to each other, assigned seats, and then she said I had a cute pencil box. I said thanks. She said, "Can I smell it?" And I said, "Sure." She smelled it. She goes, "I love that new smell." I said, "Cool. Can I smell yours?" Smelled hers. Instant besties. You know how it goes. Very weird though. But yeah, we related on the fact that we both were new. She had a few friends, and since I was new, I was like, I need friends. So she introduced me to a couple of her friends, and we kind of hung out together with these friends, had fun, and everything was great, for this first year of friendship. The whole 8th grade year, it was fantastic. Yeah, and then things took a turn once we got into high school. Freshman year, I think it was fine too. We had a class together. It was fun. But then about sophomore year is when a dumpster fire. The whole friendship turned out to be very competitive. Like we literally, I don't know, I had a feeling that she wanted to compete with me on every single thing. Like it was crazy. Like I asked her for a plastic bag once when we were in her swimming pool because I wanted to float it around with water. She brought the plastic bag back and didn't give it to me. And I said, "Hey, that was supposed to be for me." And we fought over a plastic bag for 2 hours until I ended it by poking a hole in it. And then I said, "No one gets it." So, yeah, just little stuff like that that shouldn't be happening, which was already a red flag. But, we're young and dumb. But, yeah, just little things like that. And super competitive. We would have breakfast in the lunchroom every morning. And while we're sitting together, I would make everyone at the table laugh, okay? And it was a whole group of Mexican girls, and they loved me. They called me, white cracker or white chick. It's a funny thing, but we're all good friends. And I always made them laugh so hard to where they would like piss themselves. And then I guess she saw how funny I was with them, just back and forth, that she got jealous. So she would try to one up me to make them laugh even harder. Like, you know what I mean? And then I kind of caught on to that after a while. I'm like, and then she would try, if there was something funny I said that they laughed at, she would kind of look at me weird, like that wasn't even funny, like trying to downplay my success. Like, and I started catching on that. I'm like, that's actually screwed up. Has this always been happening, or is this something I just noticed? Like super weird.
Yeah.
But no, it was something that always happened. Um, this one girl she introduced me to, we'll call her Elle. Um, Elle's mom really liked me, and she said, "Hey, do you want to stay the night?" And I said, "You asking me to stay the night? Like, isn't Elle supposed to ask me that? That's cool that a parent wants me to stay the night. Like, that means they really like me." And she was like, "Yeah, yeah." And I was like, "Okay, can S come along?" She's like, "No, no, I just want you and Elle to stay the night." And I was like, "Oh, okay." Like, I don't know how S is going to take that because they were friends first. And so I told Elle about it, and she goes, "Oh yeah, I mean, you can just, stay the night since we never done that before." I was like, "Okay, do you think S is gonna be mad?" She's like, "Yeah, but I don't care." And I'm like, "Okay." S was furious. She actually showed up in the morning the next day after she found out we were having a sleepover, just us two. She showed up, had her mom drive to her house to catch us. Like, it was
Um,
weird. Yeah, and then I guess she felt jealous about that, like, "Oh, she's still my friend that I had first, that I introduced her to." I don't know, super weird. Um, I don't know, just everything was like sorry, the tea is too strong. I'm drunk. You can tell I am so tired. Hold on, I need a okay. So, yeah, everything was just very competitive. Um, and then I guess to kinda get back at me, Elle had a new friend, we'll call her E. I love your facial expressions because you know exactly who I talk about. Yeah. E comes into Elle's life, and S and E meet, and they become really good friends, like me and S was. And I think it was a little like, "I'm gonna get back at you because you kind of stole L from me," like, you know what I mean, type thing. Which I never stole anyone from anyone. I'm a Libra. I want the scale balanced, and I want everyone to get along on the same plane. So I'm not stealing people, or anything like that. So I don't know where she got that from, but she started hanging out with E, and E's a bad influence. Like, she's one of those, like, she's like Regina George. Like, she's mean, okay? But she hides it really well. She's like one of those mean high school girls. Like your overall cliche. But no one knew that at first, until, of course, it had to happen with me. I don't know why. I'm always in drama. I never start anything. It always just comes to me like out of nowhere. And this is exactly what this situation did. So, there's the Finsta days, and everyone had a Finsta. Only the Finstas followed each other. And S one day texted me out of the blue and said, "Hey, E made a post that is referring about you." I'm like, "Me? What did I do?" Like, I barely talk to her. Um, and she's like, "Yeah, you have to go look at it." So I go on Instagram, I look at the post. I really can't tell you what it was to this day because I don't know, just all of that was so emotionally taxing that I kind of pushed it away. Like, I don't, like, you know what I mean? Because it hurt a lot at the time. So I just kind of forgot about it and trauma dumped it like somewhere else in the back of my head. I will never be able to extract. But yeah, it was some post, and I could tell it was about me. And I'm like, "Oh my gosh, that is about me." So then I texted S, and said, "That is about me. Do you know why she did that?" She goes, "I have no idea." I'm like, "That's very odd." Um, so then I was like, "I'm gonna confront her." She said, "No, don't do that. Like, just leave it be." I said, "No, I have a right to defend myself or ask questions why this is happening out of the blue. Like, that's not right." So, also, me being, I think I was like 16 when this happened, I was a hothead. Like, so if you do something to me, I'm going to do something back 10 times worse. So I posted something on my Finsta, but tagged her in it. Like, straight up, I added her before adding was a thing. Because people used to subtweet. No, I added this bitch. And she saw it right away, and then she messages me first. She's like, "Is that really necessary?" I said, "You started it when you posted the thing about me, and I knew it was about me because not only that, S came to me and said this was about me." I'm like, "So what is happening? What is going on? Do you want to be a big girl and tell me what is happening?" Like, you know. Um, and then we just argued back and forth nonstop for hours. Um, and it was really horrible. Like the stuff that she was saying was super bad. Like it's just so bad I can't even say it out loud on here, or we would get flagged on YouTube. But yeah, it's just super bad. And finally, I had enough, and I just blocked her. S was mad at me because I basically posted back at her, you know, and then we got in that argument. And then after I blocked her and she blocked me, I found out she started posting stuff, you know, that I couldn't see because I'm blocked. I just heard it from other people who still followed her and weren't blocked. Um, you know, because I got people everywhere.
Yeah.
I've got connections. But yeah, so it was a whole thing. And then just after that, me and S just kind of parted ways, you know. Um, and I was glad, kind of, you know, because it's like not only that did she get a new friend and kind of fall into a bad crowd and left me, you know, but I had, I mean, I always had Ari here, so that was enough, you know. Um, but I also, she was also, Ari was at a different school than me at the time too, so I needed like a school friend too, you know, just to stay every day there. And then, yeah, I had a new friend too, and I'll call her T. So it was kind of like, you know, God replaces different people in your life for better people. You know, you kind of go through things, you know, for a reason, which at the time I didn't know what that reason was. It was definitely for character development. I can tell you that, but not. But yeah, it was bad. We had a really bad falling out. Um, and then basically, senior year comes around and I get a class with S. We had, uh, we had economics together. And I wasn't scared. I was more like, I'm gonna fail this class because she's in here and that is so much tension just in the air. Like, you know, like it's a dark cloud just oh my gosh. I keep knocking my mic. Okay. Yeah, it's like a dark cloud where I can't breathe is the best way I can describe it, is how bad that tension was. Um, And so I had to go to this class every day, and she's literally sitting across from me. So it was very hard. I actually ended up trying to go to the guidance counselor and asking her if she could change my class because I was like, "Hey, I'm failing, and I can tell you why. This is why. This girl's in my class. You know, really bad falling out. I can't do it." She's like, "Well, it's way too late in the semester to change your class." She looks me down and goes, "We're adults. See if you can deal with it." And I'm like, I literally can't. Like I'm literally telling you how I feel, which is very hard for me to do to anyone. Um, Especially because I feel like it's embarrassing or like I'm not strong enough to handle it. I don't know. It's just and I literally almost did not pass the class. I got a D. I passed with a D. Like it was just really bad. I could not concentrate in there. Um, I'm just lucky I had a friend that sat in front of me that blocked her view. And that this friend that sat in front of me always turned around and talked to me and made me feel better. So that was at least like nice, you know, to have. But other than that, it was so horrible. And I was so glad we graduated. I was ready to get out of school, so I didn't have to see her anymore. Um, But yeah, the big falling out that we had, that is why I was feeling that way, is because we almost got in a fight in my front yard. Ari knows all about it because she
Yeah.
went to my birthday party. Um, and we had a fun night. And then the next day, everyone left my house, you know. And then that night, S shows up to my house with E and her boyfriend at the time. all like surrounding me, like knocking on my door. I come down. I'm like, "Why are you here?" She's like, "We need to talk." So I shut the door in her face and I go upstairs. I'm like, "Mom, S is here, and I don't know why, but she brought people with her, and this does not look like it's gonna go well, you know?" She's like, "I'll come with you." She comes down, and we get outside, and she starts accusing me of things that me and Ari didn't even do, and um, and we're just arguing back and forth. And then my mom just loses it. She goes, "You don't come here and accuse my daughter of things. This is my property. You get off." And S gets in front of my mom's face and starts yelling at her. And if you come after my family like that, no. Like I did not deal with that. So I pushed my mom out of the way and I got in front of S's face and I like grabbed her like right here and made her my bitch. No, I grabbed her by the shirt and I was like, "You need to calm the fuck down, get out of here, we're gonna call the cops." And I just stared at her like adrenaline is pumping through my freaking body. And my heart's just like, like, what's gonna happen next? I was like, I can't hit her because I just turned 18, and
Yeah.
and I could go to prison, and be tried as an adult. So I was thinking of that. So I was like, I just want to scare her, you know. But if she throws the first punch, then I can, you know what I mean. So I wanted to see what she was gonna do. So I scared her a little bit, and then my mom called the cops, like right there in front of their faces. And they ran to the car they just booked, and then they skedaddled. And then the cop came. We told him what happened, um, and I got a restraining order to where she can't ever come in my neighborhood, like around my property at all, or she would get arrested. So she never came in our neighborhood again. But I also couldn't go in hers either, which is fine. I don't know why I would even go back to her. But yeah, that was the big falling out. And then having to see her in class every day after that, you know, like fight that we almost had in my front yard. Yeah, that's a lot. But after high school, a few years after dealing with that, or whatever, I finally was like, you know what? Everyone has their own side of the story. Um, you know, she might have perceived things this way or that way, or I don't know. She's a crazy girl. The way she thought and acted was very toxic, but like, I don't know. I'm an optimistic. I don't know. I do know her home life was a little rough with, you know, I don't want to really air out people's laundry, but, you know, alcoholics and stuff like that, you know. So I don't know. I ended up forgiving her because I didn't want to carry that baggage anymore. I mean, I didn't reach out to her and say, "I forgive you." I did it for myself. You know, I was like, you know what? I forgive her. I'm going to just move on. So I kind of left it in the past, you know, which is crazy because before we came on the podcast here, me and Ari was talking about leaving stuff in the past, you know, and moving on for the new year. Yeah, that's how I did it. It took a while, but I successfully did it. um, yeah, that's my side of the story. I actually introduced S to Ari. Um, and
Yes.
yeah, and then they have their own little drama as well. So not only was she having drama with me, she had it with Ari. Do you want to tell them about that?
Yeah, sure. Well, honestly, I usually I wasn't really allowed to go to people's houses, so I would have people come to my house. But honestly, I didn't really want to have that at the end of the day because people thought my stepdad was weird, like you did, um,
Yeah.
and like kind of a creeper. And like alcoholics, that's what my mom is and my stepdad, we had to pick up beer bottles every morning as our chore. So, children. Anyways, um, but like with S, I did meet S through Shay. And she did sleep over at my house like once. But I did have a sleepover at her house twice. But, the whole situation with her, she did get into the wrong crowd and do some things that weren't so good. But one day, when Shay and I were gonna go to the fair. We were talking, well, I was talking to S, and I was telling her that I had a crush on this, guy named, well, let's call him I. So, I mean, if you know, you fucking know, okay? But
Yeah.
anyways, but whatever. So I had a crush on this I guy. Okay, this I guy. So
I guy, I love it.
this I guy. So she was like, "Oh, what's his Instagram?" My bitch ass gave her this guy's Instagram. I did not think that she was gonna pull that. I'm gonna, follow him and then DM him and ask him to hang out at the fair. And
So
then
screwed
he
up.
I asked him to hang out and he said, "Sorry, I have plans." And then literally, like, she posted on her Instagram story them being there together, and, like, he posted on his Instagram being there. I was like, "Excuse me, bitch?" So, I was like, we gotta find these bitches." So, we were on a mission, okay? We were on a mission.
Yeah, and we both were at the fair, like, together when this was going down.
And this ties into another story with another person that we probably won't get into because that person probably won't be happy with me because it's very specific.
It
Um,
is.
and mm, mm. Anyways, but that's not the point. So we go to the fair, we're on a mission to find this guy and find S. So we're like looking around. We're like 5'8", 5'9", okay? We're short. Not really. But like
What? You're 5'9". You're tall. I'm like 5'6".
but anyways, we were about the same height at this time.
Yeah.
So we were looking around and shit. We were like, well, where are they? So we somehow like we got some chips, potato chips, whatever at the stand. And you were like, "Oh, here's a let's call him we ain't gonna call him by his actual initial, okay? Let's call him R instead.
Oh my
We're gonna
god.
this is R, okay?" Um, and I'm like, "Oh, you're super tall. Let's go I need your help. Let's go find this guy and S." And then he's like, and I said bitch, and but I said bitch at first, and then he said, "No, there's kids around." And I said, "I don't care." And then he just like helped us find them, and then we confronted her and him. And then I like told her off, and then we went on with our day.
Yeah, because
But
I
like,
remember
who
you
the
telling
fuck
me about
does
it. I saw how upset you were and devastated. I could not stand it. Um, it just made me so sad. So I was like, that is so screwed up. She went behind your back, right in front of your face. Like, that is so screwed up. And I was like, we're gonna get justice for this. I was like, let's find her. And we did, and I said, all right, let's get in her face. And yeah, we confronted her.
And like even after that whole thing and we went home, we went back to my house and went into the hot tub and we were both texting her like
Yeah.
on our phones
Oh
and
my
she
gosh,
was
I forgot about
lying to our
that.
faces. She
Oh
was
my goodness, yes.
she was like, "No, that's not what I did." And no, that wasn't my intention. And he's just a fuck boy. And then he was telling me he's not, I was like, "What the fuck is going on?" I was like,
I remember
"Ugh."
that because because I'm really smart at catching people. So I told you, I said, before you, say what you're gonna say, let me say it first. And so I would send something, and she would reply like, "All right, now you go," and then you would send it, and she would say two totally different things to me and you. So we caught her,
Like,
and she never
what
knew.
sign is she? Because she has to be fucking Gemini because this bitch is hella two-faced. I'm
She is
so done.
crazy, yeah.
Like, this you talking about how it was a competition reminds me of what happened to me in 8th grade. So, you know how I went to a private Christian school here? So, K and A were my best friends. So A, I met her and we were both new, okay? We were both new, and it was after uh the custody changed and blah, 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 for like the millionth time. But so we got there
Oh,
and
hold on.
A
What's
hmm?
happening?
Oh, okay, we're good.
Yeah.
Okay. So, like the situation that you had with S kind of reminds me of the one that I had when I was in 8th grade. So, I went to a private Christian school here and I had a best friend, let's call her A. So, we both started at the same time, basically, came in at the same exact time. And we hit it off, obviously, because we came in at the same time and we didn't know anybody, and everybody else had their little cliques and shit, you know? So, we just became automatic friends. And then another person, let's call her K, she came in the mix a month or two later. And oh my God, let's just say she is the one upper. She will one up the motherfuck out of you. Okay? If you do something, she will say, but that's not how you do it, or but I could do it better, or oh, you took a picture of me? Let me see that. Are you taking a video? Let me see, let me see. I'm like, who the fuck are you doing? Like, what are you
God,
doing?
that's crazy.
Like, I'm like, lady, please. But, like, this is I don't know what started happening, but, like, she told me that her dad said that I was fat, but that bitch
What?
looked like he ate McDonald's, like, 5 times a day.
Oh my God.
Okay? I'm like, "What are you doing?" And then, like, she would purposely, like, throw my book bag and my gym bag over, like, the locked up, like, lockers to where I couldn't get them. Like, and it was high up. I was like, "What the?" And like, how I knew it was her is because she's a mean ass bitch, and she looked like it too. And the reason why I don't know if it was, like, jealousy or something or, like, what, but, like, when we were on the bus to fucking Washington, DC, I asked her to do my makeup. You know what she did? She made me look like motherfucking Shrek and put green all over my face.
Wait.
Eyeshadow, and I couldn't get it off.
So she put green eyeshadow like as foundation?
Yes, all of it.
You never tell me that. Oh my goodness.
And I was like, "What the fuck is happening?" And she would, just sorry, you just caught me off guard there because I saw that. That made me I saw
Wait,
the
what?
mute. I saw the mute, that's why I was like,
Oh
my
yeah, I turned it off
ADHD,
because he peed. And
you're good. But, like, things like that, and, like, she would just, like, say, "You're trying to take A from me. A's my best friend." And
Mm,
when A and I would walk beside each other, she would get in between us.
oh my
Like,
God.
literally go I'm like, "What
He
is
has.
going on here?"
Mm,
I'm like and she made, like, A hate me so much,
mm,
and my other friend that had the same name because of, like, the jealousy of mine and her friendship because I knew her before. I'm like, "What is wrong with these people?" Like, what the f I'm like, "Lady, please." I try to be friends with everybody,
yeah,
okay? Ugh, like,
that's so
give
sad.
me a fucking break.
I wonder if A would ever see this and be like, "Whoa, that is what happened," and like you guys make up.
No, I fucking
That's so
told her,
sad. Like having that happen to you and then like not knowing the truth.
like, I did everything like, this person was like like me and you know,
Yeah.
I did archery with this person, like, after school, like, I went to football games, I even was the wing woman, like, with her relationship,
Oh
and,
my, I'm so sorry. That's such a rich kid thing. We did archery after school.
I mean,
Like,
hey,
that's so cool. Like, I'm
like,
sorry, I just had to.
but like, dude, I was like her best friend. Like, I helped her like get a man, and then Kay literally was in A's ear saying, "She's trying to break you guys up." I'm like, "I literally put them together. What are you talking about?
Yeah,
What do you mean?" I'm like,
she's
"What
deviant. Oh my
in the
gosh,
actual fuck is your problem? You're
that's
just trying to like ruin all my friendships." And I would literally go home and cry. And then she would be like, uh this other one of my other friends, G, is talking shit about you. And then I literally like talk to her in the locker room, and I'm like, she literally said this, and she was like, I have no idea what she's talking about. And because she's a nice girl. And I'm like, this girl, this is why I don't trust people or have many friends anymore, because of shit like that.
it's a
She turned
mess.
everybody against me for no reason. Like, what
That's
are you
crazy.
doing?
Sounds like she's definitely like, she sounds just obsessive, very narcissistic. Like, I don't know, needs a lot of validation. Like, if I can steal this girl, she's a homewrecker. She's a bestie homewrecker. That's what she is.
I know a lot of people like that. Well, I knew a lot of people like that. Like, that's why I steer clear of people like that. But it's hard to like, because you can tick people off like that super fast. And
Super
I'm just
fast.
like, ugh.
All right. Well, we're gonna take a second here since we're halfway mark. Yeah, so you guys know what time it is. We're announcing our Blast Artist Spotlight of the week, so we hope you enjoy. We hope you guys enjoyed their music, and make sure to check them out. But yeah, so moving on about best friend homewreckers. I had one kind of like that too. Not that crazy of an extent of wanting to sabotage someone's life, but when I was in elementary school, I just moved from Florida to Tennessee, and I got really bad bullied in Florida. Like it was horrible. So that's why we moved up here. And as soon as I joined my new school up here, I made so many friends. I was like, whoa, like that's just crazy how different of an environment like you can be in. Like you could be in two different environments. You could be a popular person in this one, the lowest person in this one. You know, it's just weird how stuff works like that around the country and around the world. But yeah, I got so many friends, and I made this one friend. Can't use the same initial because we already used S, so I'll just call her O. Yeah, we'll call her O. So me and O became really good friends because we looked alike. Kind of looked like we were sisters. So we would hang out all the time, have so many sleepovers, you know, for a few years. And then we got into fifth grade, and there's this new girl who came to school. We'll call her L. So O and L. So L just comes into school, and she starts hanging out with O like a lot. And I'm starting to feel a little sad because now O is forgetting about me a little bit. Um, and L seems to not care, like, you know, and she knew we were really good friends. And then one day on the playground for recess, O would not talk to me at all. I said, "Do you want to play like over here or something?" She was just like, "No," because she wanted to play with L. And I got so sad. So I went I sat by myself on these like rocks or whatever. And then someone came up to me and they're like, "Why are you by yourself? Aren't you supposed to be playing with O?" I said, "Yeah, but L is taking O away from me and won't let me hang out with O because L literally said, if you hang out with O or whatever, I'll do this, like a rumor or something." And obviously, I didn't want that to happen, you know, so I couldn't. It was just crazy because she was barring me from hanging out with her. Um, and I told this girl that. She goes, "Oh no, that's not gonna happen. Come here." And she drags me to both of them. And I remember they were sitting in front of each other, like facing each other. And then I come up, and then they both look at me. And then the girl goes, um, "You're taking her away from you. They were friends first, and you know that you can't tell someone that they can't hang out with someone because you're going to spread rumors about someone." Like, you know, just telling her all of it. And I'm like, like scared. And then they start having an argument, and I'm just sitting back watching it happen. Like, this girl is my voice. And then it just kind of stopped, and your girl got frustrated and walked off. And so I followed her. I was like, "Thank you for trying to stick up to me," you know? And then she's like, "Yeah, you're welcome. I can't stand her either, but we can hang out, you know?" I was like, "Okay, but I'm going to go over here." So I went to the basketball court, and uh, this is crazy. I literally got assaulted. Elle runs up to me, and I'm wearing a hoodie, an Aeropostale gray hoodie, okay? She runs up to me, okay? And she pushes me on the ground, and my back hits, you know, the basketball court gravel thing, so it was really hard on my back. Pushes me. She takes my hoodie and wraps it around my neck like this and
What the
pulls.
fuck?
Yeah, and she's choking me, and she has one hand behind her and just she's pulling like this. I'm like,
Where are the
trying to
fucking
breathe.
teachers, bitch?
I'm saying no one saw it.
Excuse me?
No one saw it. I don't know how.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it was crazy. And I was trying to say, "You're choking me," like, you know, like that or whatever. And she goes, "You'll never hang out with her again." And then she stops the hoodie and just walks off. And I remember looking, and the teacher literally said, "Okay, everyone come in," but did not look my way. And I'm like, "Please look over here." But she didn't. No one saw it. And I was freaking out, like, how did no one see that? Like, we're out in the open. Um,
That's crazy.
yeah,
Oh
that
my
made me so
gosh.
mad that no one saw that happen. Like, I only am the only person, me and her witnessed that together, like, you know, because she did it to me and I'm
Yeah.
the victim. So, no one ever saw it. It's just me and her that will always carry that, you know? Yeah, and then I started crying. We went back in, and I went to the bathroom, and I just started bawling, and everyone was in class, and then finally my teacher was like, "Roche," um, and everyone was like, "We don't know," and I was so scared to go back to class that I was going to be assaulted again. So I stood out in the hallway, and my teacher comes up. She's like, "Hey, are you okay?" And I said, "You missed it." And she was like, "What do you mean?" And I was like, "Elle choked me on the playground. Like, why weren't you watching me? Your job is to protect me. Like, no one protected me, you know?" And she was like, "What?" And then she took her out of the classroom and sent her to the office. Um, and then she's like, "I don't know how I saw that. I'm so sorry. I feel like I failed you." Like, she was a really good teacher. She, I guess, just wasn't watching at the time. She's like, "I feel like I failed you. I literally did not know that was happening, but I could see like it really affected you. Um, so just stay right here and calm down. I'll get you some water." And she took really good care of me after that. But yeah, it was just so psychotic how someone can be that crazy over a friendship. Like, you can have her. I don't care anymore. Like, really? Is it that serious? Like I don't understand.
Like, seriously.
There was no explanation for that. And like having to choke someone, like I don't know. I mean, I would choke someone if they were being mean to you, just
I
because I
mean,
have your back, of course.
yeah.
If you were hanging out with someone else, I wouldn't be like choking that girl and being like, "You can't hang out with Ari."
Oh no.
Like, that's
I'd choke somebody if somebody choked me.
I am so nice. I would literally want you to introduce me to your new friend so we can all be friends. I need friends, like so
I
we can
know.
all, we can all have a friendship. But like I don't know, it's just crazy how people can't do that. Like we all three could have hung out and it'd be fine, but I don't know. Some people are just more territorial with some people and kind of obsessive. I feel like it's actually scary. Like she could have killed me because I was tiny. Like I was bone thin in fifth grade.
Yeah, you
So
were sick.
did you say I was sick?
You were sick.
I
You
was
still had that you still have that picture from where you had it in your room
yeah.
up there? Yeah.
um yeah, I was tiny. And her pushing me on concrete like that could easily broke a bone. And then her not letting go, choking me, I could have died like it's crazy. So I don't know. Do better, people. A
Yeah,
friendship is not that serious. Like to fight someone over. Like I mean, unless there's like if someone is actually hurting your friend or something, yeah, I stand up for them. But like come on. There's
creating
7
drama
billion
out of thin air is not worth it, bro.
no, and there's 7 billion people in this world. Everyone can have fun. There's
Yeah,
someone for
seriously.
everyone. Like we can all get along because I know how you are. You're like world peace. We can have world peace.
Yeah, I'm good with whatever, you know?
Yeah, seriously.
Seriously.
Super chill, go with the flow.
Exactly.
Mhm. But that's crazy how that girl literally painted your face green.
Dude, that was so
Like you're
like
trying to
the
be cute, like,
people.
"Hey, can you do my makeup for me?" Because I wanted to look nice and come out nice. And she paints you like fucking trash. That's on purpose for sure.
Yeah, everything she did was on purpose. Like she literally like switched the seats. She wanted to sit by her on the bus.
Of
And
course.
then like she would complain when she didn't get to.
Mm.
Or she'd be like, you know how when you're a kid and you're like, "Oh, I want to sit by mommy." When we're at
That
the
is the
freaking
equivalent.
restaurant, like even Buca de Beppo, she was like, "I wanna sit by A. I wanna sit by A. I wanna sit by A." She would literally say shit like that in
Oh
a
my
baby voice and
I
talk like
want to
that.
say my
I'm like,
name like that.
"Yes, I wanna sit by A. I wanna sit by A." I want to do this. I want to do. I'm like, can you shut the
Dude,
fuck?
I could make money from this girl.
Like,
I
oh,
could sell a t-shirt that says, "Let me sit by it."
like, lady.
Oh my gosh! And then put a
But like,
baby.
and like, so many like friends, I've known so many people. Like, I don't like the people I used to know and considered friends that I don't associate with or talk to anymore. I don't really call them friends anymore.
Yeah.
But we're gonna talk about the Jay situation, my last birthday party I ever had.
Oh
16th
yeah.
birthday party, the only boy that ever came to any birthday party I ever had.
That sounds like a dramatic book title, like The Only Boy That Came to My
It's literally so dumb. Like my
Birthday.
mom did background checks on everybody's parents to make sure they could come to the party, and she does that to everybody.
Which I will say, this is my opinion. Like, which knowing how your mom is, um, I would say it's crazy because I know how she is. But personally,
It's
I
illegal.
think in general it is okay to do background checks on people because, like, for example, I would want to know who my son is around just to make sure he's safe, or anyone I meet, like, you know what I mean? Because if if I meet someone and they are, a very bad criminal and has like 16 charges, I'm gonna be like very careful about that person. So yeah, I don't see a problem with them, but in in your case, it is crazy just knowing how she is.
Yeah, like I couldn't even go to your house
Yeah.
because your parents smoked. Like, are you fucking serious? And
Well,
she
like,
let me go to this lady's trailer park when I was in 4th grade in the middle of fucking nowhere.
so she let you go there and not my house because of that.
I don't know. But with the Jay situation, she just did all the background checks on that. And he was like, "Do you like guys that dip?" I'm like, "Dude, you're fucking 15." But anyways, that's not the point.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that's such a thing. Um. Oh wait, that's another thing. I just realized this. Why are you doing background checks on like 14 and 15-year-olds? We don't
It's
even
like
have a record yet.
the people that I wanna be associated with, like, or even what as my boyfriend. I'm like, "Excuse me?"
I understand the families because they're older and can have a record, but like all your friends are like 14.
I don't know.
And we're
They're
in
very
school. We don't have records. That's a weird.
remind you, this is the same woman that got a restraining order on her now husband and then got it taken
That's
off because she
crazy.
was pregnant
I'm
and then
sorry,
got
but that
married
is
to him.
actually like what the
Yeah,
that's
and then a bunch of other stuff. She's
you
weird.
gotta you gotta be very desperate to marry someone you had a restraining order on.
Well, I don't know what the fuck is wrong with her. Sorry, but not really. But you did it to yourself. You created the life that you live.
Yeah.
You you had a choice, okay? You can't say your life is shitty when you're the one that made it, okay? Sorry. Anyways, that's not the point. Okay? So Jay, right, comes to the party. There's supposed to be like two other guys named D, literally the same name, that were gonna come. They did not. Okay?
Yeah.
So this girl named Kay, she was there. Apparently, Kay and Jay had a crush on each other, and I didn't know that they were in cahoots with one another. Let's just say that. So this bitch let me wear his motherfucking sweatshirt, okay? His like jersey sweatshirt, okay? High school level, like, movie shit,
Yeah.
okay? We were playing ding dong ditch up in that motherfucker,
We
okay?
were.
Yes, we were. And then I was having the time of my life. That bitch hit the ground, hit his face on the ground, but I was still running, okay? I had that sweatshirt on. I was having the time of my life running. I was like, this feels so awesome. and then
No.
slap right in the fucking face the next day when K and J, I found out that my friend M knew that they were kind of together. And I was like, "You've got to be fucking kidding me." Right under my nose, and you let me wear your sweatshirt in front of her?
That is
Oh my god. Girl
why
math, what?
men. That's it. Why are men?
And then, like, the whole drama thing is why my mom never threw me another party.
Yeah.
And then you got your appendix taken out the next day.
That party was a mess.
Dude, that was terrible. I like
I
my little weenies, though.
I just I literally just got back from a speech and debate trip. And I literally, as soon as it ended, I literally went straight to your freaking house because I didn't want to miss anything. And then I come into all that happening. And then I wake up and I'm feeling like rocks grinding in my groin and I can't sit up. Um, then you guys give me breakfast because we thought maybe I was hungry or something. I shouldn't have had the breakfast because it postponed my surgery. But my mom, I texted her. I said, "Hey, I'm feeling this, you know, rock filling in my groin." She was appendix coming right now. I was like, how did she know? So she she picks me up from Ari's house, and I go right to the hospital. And then they say, "Did you have breakfast this morning?" And I said, "Yeah, why?" And they said, and I was like, "Oh no, why that look?" And they're like, "We have to postpone the appendix surgery because you ate." Um, but which is scary. And I said, "Why is it scary?" They said, "Because if we don't do it soon enough, then it could pop. You could die."
Oh
I'm
my
like,
god.
at least I went to my best friend's birthday party. So that was a good coming out of it. Like, that was a good ending of a life.
Wow.
At least I celebrated the night before. But no, like they were like freaking out about it because I ate the breakfast and they had to wait until it digested, which took like hours. Man, I'm sitting there in the worst pain ever. And then finally they were like, "Okay, we're gonna do it." I said, "Are you guys sure?" They said, "Yeah, we can't wait any longer. It's gonna pop." And I was like, so I was so scared. That was my first surgery ever. Came back great. Everything worked out. And then I was literally bedridden. And Ari comes over and visits me and got me these gifts and stuff, which was so sweet. And then we took a photo where she's like hugging me. I love that photo. It's so precious. But and then it sucked because I was out of school for longer than I should have for an appendicitis surgery. My family left and I had to use the bathroom. And so I got up way too fast um, out of bed and I fell and ripped all my stitches.
Mhm.
Yeah, and they were bleedy, like they were bleeding and stuff. And then, and then John was there and he heard me and he comes in. He goes, "Oh my gosh, Shay, are you okay?" I said, "No, I want my mom."
Oh.
And he's like, "You're not supposed to get up when someone's here." I'm like, "I had to pee." He's like, "Let me get Lisa." So he called her and she came right home, whatever she was doing, with my brother, and she panicked and I had to go get him restitched. It was a freaking mess. I hated that recovery time. That's crazy. That was a mess, that birthday party. Like all this drama and then the appendicitis and like what is
I
next?
think the stress just, like, was overload, bro. It was just like, "See ya."
But like the stress was mainly on you because your mom and then that situation with them and like I don't know how you didn't have the appendicitis.
Well, I mean, like, you had the, you know, speech and debate, and then you came, and then all this drama and BS. You were just like, "See
Yeah.
ya."
It was I I was very mad when I found out the K and J thing.
Mm,
Yeah,
yeah.
I was like, "You literally did this in front of my best friend. Like, screw you."
At my
Like, I hate
birthday
you.
party, bruh.
Her birthday party. Like, that's just ugh. I hate that so much. Shauna, maybe that's what triggered it.
He wasn't even that cute anyway.
The what?
Wasn't even that cute anyway.
No. I don't know. You
I
were
mean,
in your thing at the time.
he was like, fuck boys can change, but once a fuck boy, always a fuck boy. Sorry.
Hey, wait, ain't he married now?
And he has a kid.
Oh wow, that's
And
crazy.
it's with his ex. And his ex is literally like me. It's hilarious because
Really?
well, I mean, I jive with her, like, I, like, kind of knew her, we had classes together, so, like, we're similar,
Oh
but
wow.
it's crazy, I was like, "Oh my god, they're back together, what the
Wow.
f." It's crazy
Apparently he
how,
had
like
a type.
you and I, look at people that we know or knew, and you see they've, dated around the same, like, circle of people, and then
Yeah.
they're like they've settled down with a person in that circle, and I'm like, "Holy hell,
You
what is
remember these two
happening?"
girls at uh I'm not gonna say the school name obviously, but middle school we went to, they were two best friends and they dated two brothers and then they all switched.
Oh
Like the
my
two best
god.
friends switched boyfriends like brothers. That's
Yeah,
disgusting. And
that's just
everyone called them out on it. They said, "Weren't you just dating his brother and you guys are best friends?" They're like, "Yeah, but it's normal for us." I'm like, "That's weird."
like, it was just so weird, and, like, I don't
Years
know.
later, because the girl was one of my friend's cousins, and we were staying the night with my friend, and that girl was there that switched boyfriends with her friend, and I looked at her and I said, "Hey, finally we get to hang out. I think you're really pretty and cool." And she's like, "Oh, thank you. Like, same for you." I was like, "Yeah. Are you a swinger?" And she goes, "Why would you ask me that?" I said, "Because I remember you in middle school when you switched boyfriends with your best friend. So are you a swinger?" And she was like, "No." I'm like, "Oh, okay. Thanks for clearing that up."
I'm
I
so
just thought
weird.
that was so weird. Yeah.
Like,
Just crazy.
when I had a crush on a guy in elementary school and ride the bus, I gave him a Webkins, bitch. I give
Webkins,
I
yes.
gave him a Webkins. Now
That
he's, like,
reminds me of
engaged or married, and he has a kid with one of my, previous besties, and I don't know if they're friends anymore, but I guess previous besties. One of my previous besties are with it. I'm just like, "How the hell do you even know this person? How did you even
yeah,
get with this person? How did you
yeah,
get there and in this situation with this person
it's
that
weird
I
how
knew?" I'm like, "What
yeah,
the."
it's weird how certain connections are made because 'cause you're like, "That came out of nowhere."
Just like, I never even thought. It's just so weird. I
Yeah,
don't know.
the world may never know. Like,
I
how many licks it takes to get to a Tootsie Roll Pop. The world may never know.
exactly.
But, yeah, that's our, dirty laundry, everyone. Airing it out.
Oh,
We've
yeah.
been through a lot. There is way more if, you guys wanna hear a lot more. We could do more of this. I don't know. But, yeah, we'll wrap things up here. Hope you guys enjoyed that tea. Like I said, we got a lot more. We air every Friday at 6 p.m. on the Blast YouTube channel. But I also post these to my personal YouTube channel as well, so you can watch anytime as well. Please subscribe to Blast, by the way. They just hit 6,000, so that's fantastic. Yeah, and there's also a lot of other podcasts as well besides ours on Blast, so you guys can check those out as well. Also, Ari here, she's a singer and songwriter. And we do a lot of stuff in the music industry. Her music's really good. She has a lot upcoming this coming new year, so make sure to check it out and be on alert for updates on that. And we'll talk about a little bit more about that as well in future episodes. Um, so yeah, and then like I said, you can watch any of our previous episodes as well. But with that being said, this is the Tea Time Podcast. I'm your host, Shay Stone,
And your co-host, Ari.
and thanks for watching.